and the golden voice of Neal Rhul. Sit back and relax. It's time for your daily dose of Big D energy.
Just getting settled in here to work out this. What is this? Oh, it's a gift for me? Oh, thank you. Let me do that. Then there's this. Thank you. What is going on, buddy? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Another new week on a Monday. My name is Neal Rhul. That guy, Lindsey Hunter, ex-NBA champion, in for DMAC. Big Mike Gentry in the house. We got JB Smooth. This is a big day. We have JB Smooth on the ones and twos. I don't know if he's in trouble with the final word or what. If he's on final word probation, work release program. I don't know, but hey, welcome to the slums, man.
Hey, thanks for having me, you guys. They put me on the timeout. They put me on the timeout for the day.
He's like in the G League.
Yeah, absolutely. He's getting right. He's on a rehab assignment. Yes. He is on a rehab assignment. But yeah, good to be with y'all. Obviously, a lot of stuff to get to. Big football weekend coming up. Reaction. It's nice on a Sunday when you're hazing the barn already and your team's done your work and you can just kind of relax and take it all in, Lindsey.
Yeah, but it's even more fun when you can sit there and watch your team demolish someone and all the naysayers are still talking trash and your team still comes through. I mean, it feels good. It feels good both ways. I've dealt with both, so I'm kind of experienced at both of those things.
Absolutely. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Jump in there. Get your thoughts out there. Detroit Dabber 313 with the good morning. Good morning. Dos Burrito JMO time. It is. We'll get on that as well. So there is all of that in the mix. You guys saw the video. Went down to Florida, South Florida this weekend for work, do television for Detroit City FC. And, you know, the struggle's real. It's not just here. It's not just local. It's not just regional. It's on your doorstep nationwide. This whole candy corn thing. My producers, my executive producers down there, they think they're cute. They think they're funny. They're not. I took care of that right away. Right away, sniffed that out and took care of that.
Well, my only problem, Neal, is, you know, you wasted all that candy corn. You could have brought that to someone less fortunate who needs it, like Maz.
Nah, bro.
Yeah, man, that Maz needs that. Those are like power pellets in Pac-Man.
Yes.
Good for his soul.
Steve Brown finally bought my first bag of candy corn. So good and so fresh. It was not fresh, Steve. It's been there since 1988. That's number one. Stephen David, speak on that get right, Neal. Yeah, man, we missed one by a half a point. Sorry about it. Came down. We fall to 47-16. And what did it take? It took a 22 for 23 first half from Justin Fields to beat me by a half point. That's what it took.
And you know what else it took? It took to let Russ cook. Let Russ cook. DJ said it, took the words right out of my mouth. Let Russ cook, Lindsey. Ha! He cooked.
Okay. Yeah.
There's so much Russ hate. God.
Yes, there is. With good reason. Oh, Big Simmy says, don't worry, Neal, about the get right. I got it at -3. Okay, good. And to be honest with you, when that determination was made, when the pick went in for the picks in the week, we got it at -3. Another undefeated week in the picks, 2-0-1, by the way. I have passed Darren McCarty because Darren McCarty walked right in to that trap, Big Mike Gentry. That Philadelphia Eagles trap. I tried to tell everybody. Some people listened, some people did not. Did you listen, Big Mike Gentry?
Yeah.
I stopped you from walking into a trap.
You did. And I didn't go. I listened to you. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Sometimes not winning any money is even better than losing money. Actually, that's all the time. You tried to walk into that Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Was it -2.5?
Yep. I stayed away though.
Oh, they were dangling. Pittsburgh -2.5 against Houston.
I wanted it.
Oh, their line's out. Don't do it.
I didn't. Thank God.
Just remember, BMG and everybody out there, just remember, all that stuff that you think you exclusively know It's all priced in. They know too.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Here we go with the Tua hate already. The people who thought Tua was an elite quarterback are quiet now. Brandon Katz, just because Tua didn't come back and score 70 again doesn't mean he's not an elite
sounds like my son. Like, what do you think about Tua now?
Right.
I think he's 3-1.
Right.
You know, like he's got to win every game. He's got to go on the road into Buffalo and win and score 70.
So Mahomes is not an elite quarterback because the Lions beat him?
Mahomes washed, apparently. It's over.
Yeah, he hadn't really had an outstanding game. He was mid last night, wasn't he?
Right.
Cut it out, BK.
Yeah.
Cat food.
Namahe says, Neal Rhul, nobody, and I mean nobody, holds Justin Fields to 31 straight games with under 300 yards passing. It was insane. I was sitting there laughing at it, and I was like, this is what it takes to beat me? This is what it takes. It takes Justin Fields to throw for 285 and 4 touchdowns in a half to beat me, to be 22 of 23. I will say this, though, just reacting to it, that is why. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that they shovel dirt on his grave and everything like that.
They're trying.
But that is what it's in there. Like,
yes.
That's why I tell you guys, like, I wouldn't give up on Justin Fields.
No.
I would not. It is in there.
No.
And Lindsay, I watched him time after time in that game. It'd be 3rd and 10. He takes off, runs for 18 yards, like every time.
Well, the thing about it, man, you really have to be careful developing quarterbacks in the NFL, especially now, because I remember when rookie quarterbacks never started in the NFL, regardless of how high they were drafted. They would draft a guy and they would let him sit behind a veteran for however long they felt he needed to. But in today's game, they're thrusted into the lineup right away. Like, they're expecting you to win because the formula has changed because of the money. And now you try to build your team around a quarterback that isn't making a lot of money. And if you can do that and win with a young quarterback, then you're in good shape. But now, these guys got to be ready. But you got to have somebody to develop.
And I would say, like, the biggest crime for Chicago, and this kind of ties in Paul Thomas's question for Neal and Lindsay. If you had to pick a North team that will challenge the Lions in this division, who is it? Nobody. The division's over. Like, it's a wrap, guys. I'm being for real. Like, I'm not just talking ish. I'm being dead serious about it. I think, like, the crime for the Bears is, look at all that money they spent defensively, and Tremaine Edmonds and stuff. Like, they can't stop anybody.
Man. Yeah, they. You would have thought they would improve the offensive line and try. It's still not.
But they spent a ton of coin. Like, Spenny wanted Tremaine Edmonds bad. They're giving him like $17 million a year, and even Spenny was like, "Bro, we're out of that."
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's going to be tough over there. They're going to have to make some changes. I don't know.
Right.
That's their problem, though. Too bad.
Sebastian Cho say the Dolphins defense stinks. They finally played a real team and got cooked. Dude, tap the brakes, everybody. Like, Jesus Christ, man. They went into Buffalo. I took Buffalo in the picks. That was scream schedule win for Buffalo.
Right.
It screamed it. There were 2 schedule wins 100% all the way, Jacksonville and Buffalo, and that's why I took them in the picks. You knew Jacksonville was going to win that game because they had to. You knew Buffalo. Buffalo was in the spot that the Packers were in last week, where if you lose that game,
right, you're done.
You got to go back to Miami. You're down in the tiebreaker. You're down a game and a half. Like, it's real. Lindsay, shed the light on that for the people. There are games that you guys play, even when you guys were winning chips.
Yes.
There were games you played where maybe you were scuffling a little bit, and you said, "All right, we got to get." Like, say you're playing. Who was good in the division at that time? That was kind of before Milwaukee's time.
Yeah.
That was. Cleveland had Braun and stuff
Cleveland
like that. But there were moments on the schedule where you said, "All right, guys, tonight we got to turn it on a little bit," and you do.
Yeah. And there were times when you had 4 and 5 nights when you knew that game you were flying to New Jersey to play was going to be tough.
Right.
And that was a scheduled loss, and you're like, "Dang, can we steal one of these?" Or sometimes it's just like you go out and you push. Okay, guys, let's get ready for the next one. It's tough, but those are scheduled losses, and football is no different. So now Tua's not favored to win MVP. That's okay. It's one game, guys. It's a long season.
Yeah, it is. We have tomorrow, man, for the Rest in Peace Tuesday. There are a lot of candidates out there. A lot of candidates, BMG.
It's going to be a good one.
I can't wait.
All time.
We might have to do 2 rounds again tomorrow.
If you want it.
I do want it. I think I could do an hour of the show just burying people.
It's been a long weekend.
Oh, man.
Yes, it was. But, yeah, the calendar has flipped to October. Nick Pancone, hit that bell, Mike Gentry. You got to. Yes. We absolutely will. Jack Harrington, LSU might be done. We're gonna talk about it tomorrow. There is no doubt about it. But the calendar has flipped towards October, so now things start to sort themselves out in football. Now things start to get real, and there are some traditions in October that I love. There is one that I'm sad is not here this year. That is the Michigan September October Heisman. There are no Michigan September Heismans this year.
You sure?
Who would it be?
Well, from what we were hearing from one of our colleagues, it was
Joe JJ.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what one of our colleagues said.
All 156 yards he threw for this week. Huh? No, but it's for me though. One of the recent, when the calendar flips. Talking about the Big Ten, when the calendar flips to October, one of my favorite Big Ten storylines that we get every single year, and this is the only time that you can talk about it. To his brother, to Leah over at Maryland. This is his time. Maryland's 3-4-0 every time of this season when he roll into October and flips it, and then we hear how great he's playing and stuff like that, and then they come out and they get cooked, and then they end up at the Quick Lane Bowl or something like that. Like that's one of my favorite college traditions in October.
Brandon Katz, Penix is not better than Caleb Williams. Stop it. I like Penix, but he's not better than Caleb Williams. He's not better than Shedeur, to me.
Yes.
I got Shedeur as the second best college quarterback behind Caleb Williams.
Will we get a R.I.P. Brandon Katz takes? No, we're not. It's got to be football. It's got to be football related. Jack Harrington, LSU defense might be hot garbage. Which, Jack, you know what though? Like talking about that again. While we make fun of it, I can understand it, and I respect it, and I would do the same at the same time. That's why Michigan's smart with their schedule. You got LSU messing around and playing Florida State in the non-conference, and then you got to go in conference and be at Lane Kiffin. Like Ole Miss rolled up like 700 yards in that game, man.
I was shocked that Ole Miss was able to do that to them. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, like. That's why Michigan is smart for doing it the way that they do it. They don't play a ranked team till the middle of November. Smart by them.
Yeah, smart, but doesn't prepare you for the big games.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter when you don't have to win those big games and you still get in the playoff.
Yeah, but you don't win in the playoffs either.
But that doesn't matter. That's enough.
That's enough? Oh, that's all they want?
BMG, it's enough, right?
It's enough.
Go to Indianapolis. Get your T-shirt.
It's enough.
Beat Iowa.
Well,
beat Iowa, then come in studio and talk about how you'll shave your head if Michigan doesn't beat TCU. And then try to wiggle your way out of it and not do it.
Nobody did that.
Nobody did that except for Jeff Iafrate. He was the only one.
Bringing up bad memories back there.
Yeah.
What did you expect?
That's what he tries to do. But, Lindsay, there's two schools of thoughts with that. And for me, Lorena, I'm not ragging on Michigan again. Didn't I just say, Lorena Rios, listen, didn't I just say it's the exact same thing that I would do? Did I not just say that? So how am I ragging on them? If I agree with it, how am I ragging on them? Explain that. BMG, you're a Michigan fan. Am I ragging on Michigan right now?
You do have a little hate for Michigan, but it's...
Am I right?
It's true, essentially.
Oh,
So is it hate or is it true? Which one? Because it can't be both.
No, but you always do hate on Michigan, but what you're saying is essentially true. Yes.
I don't hate on them. I just can tell you how it's going to go.
Okay. All right. Fair.
So how is it hate? When it turns out being true, how is it hate?
Because we live in a society where the truth is hating. When you tell someone the truth and they don't like it, it's called hating. That's just the reality of it.
Yes.
So I'm considered a big time hater.
In the streets, you know. Hey guys, Lions, Carolina this weekend. Kick off your NFL football Sunday with the best pregame show in Detroit. The Woodward Sports Lions pregame show, that guy, the very luxurious Jeff Iafrate, 9:30 to 11:30 on Sunday mornings. Jeff Iafrate hosts it with weekly special guests. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Get in there and start your Lions Sunday right, 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. with Jeff Iafrate. Real quick, hoof-hearted. Other than the run defense going from 29th overall to 4th overall, Brad Holmes hasn't done anything to fix the run defense. Numbers are numbers, bro. They are. Did you guys catch Pat McAfee talking about Jared Goff?
No, what did he say?
One of the best quarterbacks in the game of football.
Guy knows ball.
Yeah.
Respect.
That's all I'm saying.
We've been saying that, right?
Hey, JB Smoove, are you able to track that down anywhere a little bit later on?
Yeah. I can get it for you.
All right, yeah. See if we can catch that because I do want to discuss that. Maybe we'll get Easy's thoughts or something like that. Dirty Dr. D, the Lions should have drafted Levis instead of Laporta.
What?
Brandon Karen Katz.
Yeah, because Katz is saying one of the kid has a bigger arm than Caleb Williams. I'm like, what does bigger arm have to do with anything if he's not accurate? Will Levis has a big arm. Did you see his workouts? Did you see his draft workouts? He was missing receivers that were running by themselves.
I didn't need to see the draft workout.
You saw the
I
game.
watched him play. I watched him play.
Even better.
I didn't even need to see it.
Oh,
I
man.
felt like I needed to go to Dispo after I was done watching that game. Experience Dispo, a team that curates an exclusive atmosphere mixed with fresh inventory from Michigan's largest variety of products. The first ever cannabis mall of its kind is conveniently located off of Van Dyke and 32 Mile Road in Romeo. It's perfect, guys. It's up there in Apple Orchard land. Slide on through Dispo. Get you some cider and donuts a little bit later on. And roll out. Dispo Romeo, now open late night until midnight every day except Sunday. Can it get any better than that? Dispo Dispensary. DispoShops.com, your local cannabis plug.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer at Academy of Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new Field House. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Hey everybody, join Woodward Sports and the Long Drink live next Sunday. That's right, for the Lions VIP tailgate, Eastern Market, shed number 5. It's going to be a bash like it always is. Starts at 9:30 a.m. up until game time. The official Detroit Lions tailgate is back and better than ever. How'd you like to pregame it with Woodward Sports and be treated like a VIP? Food, beverages, all the entertainment is included. Get your tickets online today at bullseyeeventgroup.com or win some from Woodward Sports today. Just subscribe to our YouTube and follow us on IG and direct message Lions VIP. It's the Bullseye Event Group official Detroit Lions tailgate, brought to you by the Finnish Long Drink. Lots of those being consumed down there. We are off and running Big D Energy Woodward Sports Network on a Monday. Neal, Rhul, Lindsey Hunter, certified hater according to Lewis in the woodwardsports.com chat thread.
I'll take that.
All right. We also have Big Mike Gentry, JB Smoove as well. He's slumming it here on the show. And Bronco 81, outside of scheduling one big non-conference game, the rest of Michigan's schedule is on the Big Ten's fault, not Michigan. Right, but you just said the part that they can control, they tap out on. And it's smart. Bronco, it's smart. Don't get me wrong. You are in the playoff. You can lose to Ohio State and you're in the playoff. I noticed the Penn State thing is ramping up now. Team that was tied with Northwestern at halftime. You know, all of a sudden that's going to be the greatest win that's ever happened in the history of college football. So, but again, they're going to be favored in that game, Big Mike Gentry.
They're going to win.
I know they're going to win. Penn State.
And Penn State's not bad. You were overreacting a little bit. They had one bad half, and then you sent the text messages, and then
what?
They win by 30 points.
Oh, against Northwestern, yeah. Okay.
You're acting like there hasn't been multiple, like Georgia hasn't had a bad half. Like, teams will have bad halves, but like 4 weeks into the season.
Yeah, but see, with Georgia, they're a program. They're a name brand. It's like Blue Magic.
Okay, so anyone can have a bad half, just not a Big Ten
No,
team.
established programs that have resumes that haven't lost a game in 3 years. Yes, they can have a bad half. Teams that I get told about how great they are every single year, and then when they play a big game, they suck. No, they're not.
Georgia had like half their team go to the NFL, so saying that they can't have a bad game or a bad half isn't concerning for them makes no sense.
James Franklin. Tell me the big win.
I know.
Tell me a big win.
They're still a good team. Penn State is still a good team. One half doesn't decide 4 weeks in that
they're not a good
team.
team. They're Big Ten good. Let's make the differential.
Big Ten good. Big Ten good.
Yesterday, Miguel Cabrera, and I think this is worthy. I know that we're in the teeth of football. I understand that, but this is a worthy discussion. If you can't understand that, then I don't know what to tell you, because I got back into town yesterday right around lunchtime, and I got the opportunity to tap in and to watch. And it did more to me than I expected it would. I'm a huge Miggy fan. You guys know that. When we did the shows this year, Lindsay, I said on opening day, this is a Miggy slander-free zone permanently. If you got something to say against Miggy, I don't want to hear it, because it's not justified. And right. I gave the reasons, like the contract and stuff like that. I gave the reasons why he's here. If you couldn't understand that, again, that's on you. But Lindsay, yesterday was pretty moving to me. I'm not going to say I cried, but I got the goosebumps and stuff.
You shed a tear?
No, I didn't cry.
Did your eyes water?
I could have cried if I wanted to. I could,
watered up, but that's okay. It's good that you show the human side of you. Everybody thinks you just a straight up, dog animal. Like, you have to show that side that you are a human. You have feelings. You know what I mean? People need to know that.
Yes. I know. I am. I'm a good guy, damn it. But Kevin Hart agrees, right, BMG? We'll have that later on in the week. Yeah. We'll have that one later on in the week. But no, it's just, for me, it moved me more even than I thought it would. And look, these are my opinions. I got in some debates with some of the older head fans and stuff like that, people I work with and things like that. He's the greatest Detroit Tiger of all time. He is. And I hope it was enough for the haters out there. Like, why is he here? Why doesn't he go away? Number one, he had like the third best batting average on the team still. Right. But number two, just I love the fact that it seems like for the last 3 months, every hit he got, every double he got, home run he had, they're like, oh, and now he passes Hank Aaron for doubles. And, that, right. Just, Lindsay, is it, I feel as though I was happy about yesterday because I felt like the fans gave him his due and what he deserves, because he's arguably the greatest right-handed hitter of our generation that we've ever seen. And for a guy too that never had a 50 home run season, 500 home run, you know what I'm saying? Like, He was it, man. He was a total package. Yeah, and you always want to see legends go out that way, being appreciated. Right. Especially being in a place for so long. There's nothing like that, and it's good that we can pay homage to him, and send him off the right way, feeling the right way. Jack Harrington, our resident New York fan. Miggy was great, and that's coming from a Yankees fan. And like my favorite Miggy moment of all time, and a lot of it had to do with Mario Mpemba being on the call when he hit that home run against Mario Mpemba being on the call when he hit that home run against Mariano Rivera at Yankee Stadium. You know what it was like? It was right. The best pitcher in the game against the best hitter in the game, and Miggy hit that home run, and Mario Mpemba's call. He's like, "You want some of this? Come get some." That was. I get goosebumps thinking about it right now, man. Like, through all of it, and even through yesterday, I think we forget. I think we forget how dominant he was. A star. He was a superstar. He was the best player in the game. Triple Crown, MVP, all of it.
Well, because of the way society is now, guys like that, often we forget fast how great they were, because we got so much video on all these new guys. We got a new superstar coming every day who's supposed to replace somebody before they've even won anything. It's we're fast tracking everything now. Everything is on a fast track.
Right.
I had to bring people back to reality the other day about Michael Jordan. I had to make a post on one of my accounts just to let people know, like, people that didn't get to see Mike play don't understand like what was really going on at that time, And so I just had to bring some relevance back to, hey, I don't care what you say about who, there was nobody like that dude. Like, it was something mystical about playing against him, watching him, challenging him. It was something mystical about the way he played the game.
That's you. Like, you were a player. Like, you were an NBA professional player.
Right.
And you feel that way.
Yes.
Like, you're a fan.
Yes.
Like, and you're out there on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Like, that. I'm trying to get across the greatness of him.
And people, and just like with Miggy, people look over that stuff so fast. It's like, oh, he's gone. Oh, the next guy. Oh, this guy's better than Miggy. They'll throw that crap out there so fast that it's I don't know. I guess that's just the times we live in now. We're in a clickbait era where kids don't really watch games anymore. They watch highlights. So it's just a big difference.
Braden Black says the Tigers failed Miggy like the Angels are failing Trout and Shohei. And Braden, I will always step short of that because they had a team good enough to. Dave Dombrowski could do nothing else. At some point, the players got to go out there and execute that, man. That getting swept by the Giants, inexcusable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They were there. The GM gets you there. Then the players win. Back me up on this and tell me if I'm full of shit.
No, definitely. I hear people say all the time, and coaching matters, but at a certain point, you can only coach so much. You can't get out there and physically do it yourself. Players have to get it done, in any situation. Yeah. Does coaching get more credit than probably it deserves at times? Yeah, because I used to hear everybody. I'm a reference basketball again. I hear everybody talk about the system that the Golden State Warriors run. Oh, that system is, Kerr has all that ball movement.
Well, you know why they can run that system?
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's just, it's one of those things where it hit me harder than I thought it would. And I know that there's some things associated with it. Cornelius T. Miggy deserves a statue. They should already have that thing built. They should already have that thing built. And guys, too, like Pete Smith says, Jim Leland failed Miggy. You know what? It's Miggy got his World Series though when he was with the Marlins.
Right.
He's already got one. So he's checked every box, man. As a player, he's the greatest Tiger of all time. I know people will love Al Kaline and stuff like that, or say Ty Cobb. There's no way that any of those players could match the overall production of Miguel Cabrera. If you want to call that too analytically, for you, I understand that. But he was a force, man. An absolute force. And he'll be missed. And I know that part of that emotion that was in the stadium was because of, like, our generation. And, like, our last link to the Tigers being good is gone now.
Right.
We're going on a decade now of irrelevancy. That's just what it is, guys. Like, we're pushing towards that right now. Yeah, I didn't make it that way. Al Avila made it that way. So don't be mad at me when I say that. So, I think that played up. It was like a perfect storm of emotion yesterday. There goes my link to the Tigers being good. Now the reality hits me that we're going on a decade since they've been even relevant on a baseball field. And that's sad. That adds to the sadness.
Right. Yeah, that is. You watch... Yeah. Everything changes, man. Everything changes. Things will, another superstar will come in, hopefully, and hopefully bring the Tigers back to relevance. But we shall see. We shall see.
Yeah,
big shoes to fill.
Absolutely. Pete Smith, check his home run against Roger Steroids in 2003. I mean, he was absolutely incredible. That stuff, and I will give the Tigers credit for this. They did it. They knocked that out of the park. The whole deal, the whole weekend, all of it. But for those of you that said, buy them out, get them out of here, the Tigers are still a business, and business was booming over the weekend, guys. That's why it cuts both ways. So I never want to hear the Miggy slander again. Never, ever, never, ever, never, ever, 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 ever. Guardian Alarm, everybody. Customizable security options from real experts. Our professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation specific to your needs. 24/7 professional monitoring. Call us anytime, day or night, and know a Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. People and technology backed by people. Keyword, people. Real live human beings, people. Your safety and security deserve technology that's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT. That's 1-800-STAY-OUT. It's Guardian Alarm since 1930.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. So register today at OutdoorEquipCo.com, and even you could have DMAC on your landscaping crew.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Rhul here for 5 Iron Golf. Play, practice, and party downtown at 5 Iron Golf, Detroit's newest sports bar, with 13 TrackMan simulator certified instructors, and most importantly, a full bar, let's be real, and a restaurant. Mention promo code Woodward at checkout for 50% off the green feast for your first visit. Go to 5irongolf.com, use promo code Woodward, get 50% off. Whether you're a serious golfer like DMAC or myself, or you're just a clown in general like Sam Flannel, 5 Iron is the spot for you. That's 5irongolf.com to tee up the good times. Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network on a Monday. Neal, Rhul, Lindsey Hunter, Big Mike Gentry, and we have JB Smoove on the ones and twos. And just chopping it up. Brandon Katz, Cabrera's contract was also a big part of why the Tigers have been bad the last several years. Brandon, how many times do I have to explain this to you guys? How many times? The Tigers felt that him making $30 million a year, and you're seeing this with every other contract that's been signed since then, Brandon. Look at San Diego's payroll. Look what they did with Trout. You can't pay him $60 million a year because you'll go over the luxury tax if you do that. So you add years to it to bring the cost down per year so you don't have to pay the luxury tax. They knew. Everybody knows. They know it with Trout. The Tigers knew it with Miguel Cabrera. The Cardinals knew it with Pujols. That's the only way you can give these guys what they're worth, because that's what they're worth. They're worth $16 million a year. They can't do it because they don't want to go over luxury tax. That's what the ownership does. Brandon, you're trained as a lawyer. You understand these things, right? Right? That's how it works. They're basically like NFL contracts. They're void years on the back to stretch out the cap hit. I like to think that I've taught BMG, do you understand what I'm saying here?
I understand, Neal.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a little hard getting the cat sometimes. You know that.
Brandon's a lawyer?
He said he trained as a lawyer. I don't know what that means.
He's an expert handicapper, though.
Trained as a lawyer.
Yes.
Oh, interesting. I wonder what that's called.
And the other thing about that, before we move on, the other thing about Cabrera's contract being a hindrance to the Tigers, that's up to the Tigers. That's up to Chris Ilitch. Because you know what you can do? You can just ignore that and say, go get somebody else. Right? There's no cap. There's none of that. But that just goes to show you the whole luxury tax angle of it from before. So it's up to the Tigers, not up to Miguel Cabrera's contract. And they made money off Miguel Cabrera this year. Like it or not, they did. It was a profitable relationship for the Tigers. All right, so there is that. Lions, Panthers this week, and we're going to get into the college football and everything like that. But I do want to take a look at it just from the standpoint of with the Tigers. This chat. You guys are great. Bizarro Brandon Katz. I understand you perfectly, Neal. Well put. Thank you, Bizarro Brandon Katz.
Motown Cool said it's called Not a Lawyer, Lindsay.
That is true, I guess. That is true. But yeah, Lions, Panthers. And I think, you know what kind of vibes I'm getting from this game, Lindsay? Just to give everybody a recent example. Eagles, Commanders this weekend. I even saw that the spread opened up Lions -8.5. Ooh. And I'm going to tell you guys this. The same thing I said.
That will change.
I would imagine, if anything, it's going to go up. If anything, it's going to go up. Yeah, 100%. Mm-hmm. Because people are going to just pile into that. You know, I advise everybody, here's my outlook. This will not change. So, JB Smoove, if you want, you can run tape on this. And then for Friday's show, we can just run it back. And then I can just chill and drink whatever people send me their bourbon that they send in. But, you know, Lindsay, this is a game the Lions should win.
Definitely.
This is a game they will win. And that's the only objective.
Right.
There's nothing that can be gained from this game other than just winning it and getting to 4-1.
Right.
That's it. That's all. So my stance will not change on this. If you don't have your fastball, I don't care. You still have to win. If you play well and you blow them out, I don't care. All you need to do was win. I'm not taking anything away. This is a pass-fail final this Sunday. It's pass-fail. Win by a field goal, you'll hear nothing. You'll hear nothing negative from me, because that's when you're a good team. Because with the NFL, and we saw this from the Chiefs last night.
Yes.
You don't play well nearly all the time. You just don't. Mahomes put up a stinker. He did, but they got away with it, and they won.
That's what good teams do.
Because every quarterback in this league has 3 stinkers a year, at a minimum. Some have more. But even the Mahomes of the world, that's just the way that guys, they drive Mercedes too. The Carolina Panthers, full of guys that drives Mercedes and Porsches too. Right. You know what I'm saying, Lindsay?
Yeah.
So I just expect workmanlike effort.
And we can't forget what happened last year, right? So the Lions owe them some get back. So I expect them to come out fully charged, ready to keep this rookie quarterback where he is right now. He's kind of scrambling, trying to figure out what he can and can't do. Don't let him figure it out against the Lions, and they'll be fine. Keep pressure on him, make him guess, and they should win the game easily, I think.
Yeah, and even if it's not easy, again, when the eye is on the prize and you're going to win a division championship and you're going to host a playoff game and hopefully you're going to win said playoff game that you host, every week is not going to be a work of art. It's just not, Lindsay.
No,
that's not in the nature of this league.
No. Things are, football is too, and we talked about it too. We talk about matchups. It's like Seattle, just for some reason, has just a matchup problem for the Lions. And you'll run into teams that have matchup problems. But when you become a good team, you figure those games out. I think we watched last night. The Jets posed a lot of problems for the Chiefs. And, they figured out how to get it done. Wasn't pretty, but they figured it out.
Yeah, and there will be the same tones to that, which is wild to say. But we need to adjust our line of thinking. with how we are with this football team and where they are. They're over a 2.5 to 1 favorite to win the division now in week 5 of the season. So you need to go about your business as such. Lindsay, you're a 49ers fan. You've kind of been like my mentor through all this. You've helped guide me through how you're supposed to act, how you're supposed to feel, what you're supposed to do. Lindsay, if you guys say the Cardinals would have came all the way back in that game and you guys would have won it by a field goal, you would have said, let me guess. I wish we would have played better, but we won. We're on to next week, right? Am I wrong?
You're right. That's the way it works, you know. Especially when you're like you said, your eyes are on something bigger. Like you know, your body of work throughout the season is all predicated on you solidifying a playoff spot, winning your division, and hopefully cutting a path to get to the Super Bowl. That's the whole objective. And so you put all those things together, you know, every game builds a different, you know, type of confidence for you. We can win close games. We can win games when we don't play well. We can, you know, I think all those things matter in becoming a really great team.
Right. And because you do have to learn, I guess, to go about your business like that. And we have to do it as fans, too.
Yes.
Because we're running, I do believe that as a fan base, we're running a little too hot right now. You know what I'm saying? Like the way we overreact to every play call, you know, we don't let things play out within the framework of a game. You know what I'm saying? Well, but to be fair, we're new to this too.
Yeah.
You know, we have to find ourselves.
Well, you know, the crazy thing about it, even the young fans. So there's a kid I train every morning, Aiden Rose. Aiden comes up to me and say, "Hey, we're gonna beat you guys in the championship game and go win the Super Bowl." I'm looking at Aiden like, "You've never seen success as a Lion fan, okay? Be quiet. Finish making your layups, okay?" But every fan is like hyper excited and which I like because, you know, I don't want to keep tooting my own horn, but I was trying to get you guys to be there early. I wanted you guys there at the beginning, before the bandwagon got too full. Like, I was always cheering for all the fans to get on board because there was something new. And then everybody kept telling me, "No, Lindsay, be cautious. You know, we've been here before." No, you haven't, because you haven't had the type of decisions that have been made in the front office like this before.
Right.
You haven't had the confidence in guys that were pulling, you know, making the deals like this before.
Tyler Shant says, "I want to see J-Mo get fed, see what he has to show and what needs to be worked on." I think that's a bit aggressive to say that the guy's going to walk in.
Yeah,
you know, he's going to walk right in here and boom, they're going to throw it to him 11 times and give him 5 carries. That's not real. Guys, that's not realistic.
Even with the long week off, I would expect more out of him maybe in the Tampa game. But even then.
Well, I think it is going to be predicated off of how he's feeling. Like, if you'll always take a surprise. If he can come in and explode right away, oh, great. But 9 times out of 10, that's not going to happen. You know, they're going to try to ease him into it, get his legs, you know, ready for real live action, because he hadn't had that. And it's a difference in practicing and catching footballs when you're out there in the heat of battle catching.
They're going to bring him in when he's ready. The offense is flowing right now. There's no reason to bring him in right now. If it's not broke, don't fix it, you know?
Yeah.
They kind of ease his way in there. Everything's flowing good.
Well, pick your spots, too, right?
Yeah.
Like, you want to put him in places where he can be successful.
You just don't want to throw him into the fire 1 week, you know, back.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Let me tell you what you should do, though. Tonight, as a matter of fact, Booner and Broder, Woodward has it cooking at night. Woodward Nights, if you will, with Booner and Broder. 2 of Detroit's new up-and-coming sports personalities, hot takes, best entertainment, every Monday through Friday from 8 to 10. Booner and Broder, catch them on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. I do want to talk about Jameson Williams, though. And what I want to have a real inventory and see what the fans, what are your realistic expectations? Because I want to set the groundwork, I guess, for what I think you'll see, what Lindsay thinks you'll see, et cetera, et cetera. Detroit supremacy. Goff will lead us to a win because he's 10 times the quarterback Brock Purdy is right now, and we are better than San Francisco.
Who said that?
Those are fighting words.
Detroit supremacy.
Detroit sympathy. He's a simp.
Well, hey, I simp for Big Boy burgers and sandwiches because they're taking over at Big. That's why I'm the best in the business at this. There is nobody at this network that could have pulled off that transition and made it work.
That was smooth.
I'm going to do the Iron Mike Sharp and pat myself on the back for that one. It's burger time. They already got the best burger in the game with the original Big Boy. Try the pretzel bacon cheeseburger. More of a chicken sandwich kind of person, the Dolly chicken sandwich, or turn up the heat with the Bob's hot chicken sandwich. Upgrade those regular fries. How about chili cheese fries, loaded baked potato fries? Save room for dessert. The Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake, or satisfy your sweet tooth with the funnel cake fries. Get your local Big Boy today.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
How would you like to win a $100K Vegas getaway? Take your closest friends and live it up in a city that never sleeps. It's
Would
the
I?
Centron Energy Drink It and Live It sweepstakes. Purchase a 24-pack today and enter for your chance to win the $100K Vegas getaway and at drinkcentron.com/Vegas and buy Centron at your local Meijer store. It's Centron, the healthier energy drink with great taste and a choice of people who desire to look good, feel great, and be the best versions of themselves. Once again, that is drinkcentron.com/Vegas.
Keeping it pushing here. Show's flying by. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Rhul and Lindsey Hunter and Big Mike Gentry. And, of course, JB Smooth. That's a squad here today. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Ryan's reaction. JMO's going to get 7 touchdowns this week. So there's that out there.
Damn. All right.
No, Ryan, though, I wonder, because that whole preseason scene with Jamison Williams, I thought was a little out of pocket. I thought that the way that those things were handled, I thought that the way the fans kind of reacted to everything, I thought it was a little extra than it needed to be.
Well, we talked about that a lot. Everything that J-Mo did got the
amplified.
Yeah, everything he did. So to be expected. That's why fans are called fanatics.
But again, for me, I just don't see a path to where they're going to give him 11 targets and give him 5 carries.
No,
it's not going to happen.
No, I mean you're risking so much trying to overexert him his first game back. You can't afford to do that. You want him for the long haul. You want him healthy in the middle of the season, going toward the end of the season when he can really impact football games. That's what you're looking for, not for him to jump in right now and think he's going to be balls to the wall already. He won't be.
No, I agree with it. And Wendy Espinoza, Baker Mayfield is a GOAT, Boomer Sooner. But anyone notice they're 3-1 in Tampa?
People don't want to talk about
it's that
Baker.
And the Lions going there next Sunday. Not this Sunday coming up, but the following
Sunday.
Sunday.
Talk about Baker, the touchdown maker. He's making it happen.
He is.
Hey, he always plays good as the underdog.
He does. And then when you expect something from him, he just crumbles.
He does.
Reminds me of a quarterback in Buffalo.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Did I say something wrong?
No.
He's like Baker Mayfield on steroids. And HGH. But no, getting back to it, though, the whole Jamison Williams thing. What if I told you, too, that with Jamison Williams, I think that the roadmap you've seen with Jahmyr Gibbs is a good indicator, right? You've got these goofballs on social media that are like breaking their television because Jahmyr Gibbs isn't getting the amount of carries they think he should get or the amount of pass receptions, or why aren't they working him out in space and throwing end arounds to him and oop-de-oos and hitting him down the field on wheel routes and throwing the ball to him 11 times a game, and he's getting 200 yards rushing and he's catching 20 passes a game because that's what everybody expects of the dude. That's not reality.
Yeah, I don't think people want it so much as to just have him all over the place, but I think they want to see more of him in space, like, quick pitches and things like that, instead of him diving straight up the middle. We want to see that speed unleashed. I'm the biggest Gibbs fan there is. I'm gonna go get me a jersey, matter of fact. But I want to see him in space. I want to see him use different ways with counters and things that he can use that quickness and speed, because we've seen the burst. We've seen him spin out of a tackle and go 30 yards in a blink of an eye. We want to see more, that's all. And they could have got him a touchdown. I don't care what nobody says, Neal. They could have gave him one right there at the 1 yard line.
Oh, by the way, speaking of that, for that whole Jahmyr Gibbs crowd that's making these fake-ass social media videos, I may have like a prop-based parlay that I would take to the bank where he is going to get – Gibbs will get a touchdown this week. The Lions organization will make sure to get the people off the back. And Lindsay, again, I use you for this because you lived it. There were guys that you played with from time to time. If there were some questions getting asked of them, maybe in the media or by the fans, or maybe things weren't going where they wanted them to be, and you guys were in a spot where you're playing the Timberwolves and you're up 15 in the second quarter, and you would maybe let him fire 4 or 5 shots in a row, 4 or 5 times down the floor. You would let him get his 17, 18 points when he'd been averaging 8 or something like that. Tell me that's not on your mind, Lindsay.
Yeah.
As a player, as a teammate, and that will be on their mind. The Gibbs thing, it'll be on their mind, will it not?
Of course. It better be. That's a teammate. You know what I'm saying? Here's Detroit sympathy talking about, Lindsay, you've been the biggest Lion hater out there. A lie. Have I not been supporting the Lions all year? Even before all the bandwagons did.
Lindsay, now, what makes me happy about this is you're living in my world now with the Michigan thing, where people get mad at you because you expect more than they expect.
There you go.
That's where we're at right now. You are Neal Jr. here. Well, the Lions are your Michigan. You pounded the table and said, get on board with this team. You said we were soft for not doing it.
Exactly.
Now, there were reasons. And
it's okay. There's always going to be reasons.
I can defend the people because I'm who you're talking to. I wasn't fully prepared to go emotionally all in. I told you I would get there, but it would have to be on my time, not yours. But, Lindsay, you were a good friend, and you waited. You spoke your piece. I listened, but I wasn't ready. And then the time came where I was ready. And that was going into the Green Bay game. Remember how I flipped that week? Remember?
Yeah.
That was the time. I was ready. You never left my side through all that. You were encouraging. You spoke to me about it. You had an open line of communication, and I had to take that leap. Yeah. And the time came. And here we are.
I don't know, man. Some of these fans, dude. Now everybody's saying they're all on, Lindsay likes the Lions, but he likes his Jerry Rice thong under it.
He does. Now, both things can be true. Ryan's reaction.
I don't wear thongs, though.
Ryan's reaction. Can you guys explain the difference to the people between Gibbs and Montgomery? Ryan, I would think that would be pretty self-explanatory. And Jahmyr Gibbs is a guy that you don't want carrying the ball 300 times a year, especially between the tackles. You don't.
No.
Now, he'll do it, and this is exactly like we said in the game against the Packers. You can take that, like, Neal, you don't want him carrying the ball 300 times, except for this game, because that's the role he has to take because Montgomery's out. And then Montgomery came back, and then away they went. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. Like, Gibbs can assume that role in a spot for a limited amount of time.
Right.
This is Montgomery's shit. Like, this is where he is. You know what I'm saying? And D-Mac always talks about it. Doesn't matter where Montgomery gets hit, he's going to get 2 yards. He's going to find a way.
Yeah, he's one of those backs, and we've seen those backs, throughout the history of the NFL. The guys that rumbling, stumbling, bumbling, but no matter what, they're going to get positive yardage, But I'm just, I like the flash and dash backs. I've always liked the guys that, they may lose 2 or 3 yards, but they're gonna pop it and gain you 25 or 30. So I'll take that.
Hold on before we get to the break. This is good. From Rack. The Green Bay week was like Neal, where Neal was like Grandpa Joe hopping out of bed. That's what I was, because we had the golden ticket. So now all of a sudden, after 20 years, I can walk. I can get up out of bed and walk, because I got a golden ticket now. And Jordan Love was that golden ticket. Yeah. That's a great comp, Rack. That's exactly what it was.
That's funny, man.
That's exactly how it was. Brett, spin it how you want, Neal. I think he's talking about the Michigan stuff. Okay. There's no spin to it.
He said your hate for Michigan is somebody said your hate for Michigan is way different than my hate for the Lions. But I have no hate for the Lions.
I don't have hate for Michigan.
Right.
I don't have hate. BMG, you can have that stupid look on your face all you want. All you want. You can have that stupid look on your face, dude.
That's fair.
Oh, man.
I have friends that are on the coaching staff for University of Michigan's basketball team. You think I want my friends to do well? Yes, I do. I want them to win every game.
But secretly back there, you're like, I hope they drop this one.
No.
Well, yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry that I expect things from them and demand things from them. Sorry. Hey, do you have football on the brain? Fall ushers in college and pro football, and this year already is awesome. Fall is here. It's a perfect time to shop your home and auto insurance. Shop it like a pro with Swiss Insurance. They cover Woodward Sports Network, and they should be covering you too. Ask for Mark at Swiss Insurance today. Email him, mark@swissins.com. It's a simple email. Take a look at your scenario. Mark will tell you, hey, I can do this for you, as opposed to what you're doing here. This makes more sense. Why would you not do that? Like, for real, why would you not? I don't understand. It's a simple conversation. Can you converse with people? Then you can do that. Mark at swissins.com or give them a call, 248-800-4177, 248-800-4177. It's Swiss Insurance.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune in to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
Hey, you guys want the flyest merchandise, the flyest Detroit sportswear out there? Woodwardsports.com/shop. Yes, Woodwardsports.com/shop. We got all the sports covered. The Stoke Not Scared shirt. Lindsey Hunter's demanding you go buy one of those right now. Show that you're Stoke Not Scared. Baseball, football, basketball, hockey. There's even a Woodward Sports golf line as well. Woodwardsports.com/shop. The best in Detroit sportswear. Oh, it's the second hour of the show already?
Yeah, man.
Damn. Absolutely. Neal, Rhul, Lindsey Hunter, Big Mike Gentry, and, of course, JB Smoove on the ones and twos. Happy to have you all with us here this afternoon. Subscribe to the Big D Energy Podcast. iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker. Leave a review. Make fun of Sam Flannel. I like reading those. They make me laugh. When I'm running on the treadmill, we're live at the Planet Fitness Studios, by the way. When I'm running on the treadmill, BMG, for that, where was it? 100 minutes today.
Wow.
An hour and a half. You get a lot of time to do a lot of stuff, so I checked out the reviews on the podcast. Yeah. So they made me laugh.
Good.
I liked it.
Keep them coming. Keep them
Somebody's on here speaking nonsense. Why you co-signed the organization to draft Kendall Marshall, Lindsay? Lies. I didn't co-sign that. Those are lies. I did not co-sign that.
If you're gonna come in here, come correct, right, Lindsay?
Right. And by the way, someone said that Jared Goff was. I think Jared Goff is a better quarterback than Brock Purdy because just experience alone.
More seasoned.
Yeah, but it's not that big of a gap. And if you guys want to, all you analytical ants out there, if you want to look into the analytics of it, go look at the QBR ratings right now. Just go take a look at the QBR ratings right now. I'm not going to say anything. I want you to go do your homework and look at the QBR ratings right now. Tell me what you see. Tell me what you see.
We've talked about the demise in the fall of the red zone due to Thursday night football and extra Monday night games and all that kind of stuff. And coming back in from out of town, I was able to get settled in around 4 o'clock. And I shared the story with you. My middle son does not watch a football game. He watches red zone exclusively.
Exactly.
He's a dog.
Exclusively. And I talked about they've amped up the ADHD-ness of red zone. I mean, that thing is cooking. There's no verbal transitions anymore. They show a play, boom, they're on to the next game. But when 4 o'clock comes, it drags because there's only 3 games.
Yeah, and the games have been terrible lately.
And the 4 o'clock games have been bad.
I told you, yesterday was a twilight round type of night. Yeah. You don't watch those 4 o'clock games. You go golfing during those. Yeah, so while you can.
On red zone, they had a whole lot of the Niners-Cardinals game on because there were at least touchdowns being scored in that game.
I mean, that's what we do. We score touchdowns.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. Kind of lock in. I said, all right, I'm going to lock in. I've watched it, obviously. But, Lindsay, when you do this for a living, there's a difference between watching it and locked in.
Right.
I watch it I watch like you guys watch. I like having a beer. I like making fun of stuff. I like bullshitting with my friends and all that. That's what I like.
Right.
I like to watch it as a fan. But I said, all right, I'm going to lock into this one and watch Brock Purdy. And Lindsay, he can make every throw. He's not mobile. But he's mobile enough.
There you go.
He's mobile enough. I know it doesn't pass the eyeball test or anything like that.
Nope.
But he's mobile enough. And you know the biggest thing for me? When he ran that touchdown in, his teammates mess with him. You know what I'm saying? They F with him. They ride with him.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing. When you see a team that believes in a guy, then you know.
Yeah. Ding, ding.
No, for real. That's what it is.
No. I'm just telling you, dude, because I was skeptical about him in the beginning. But watching him learn how fast he learned to go through his progressions as a young quarterback was impressive to me because that's the biggest struggle for young quarterbacks is what? Reading the defense, going through progressions. That's hard. Now, maybe everybody's like, well, Shanahan's system has made it easy for him. Well, there were a lot of quarterbacks that played in Shanahan's system that didn't do as well as this guy. Am I wrong or am I right?
No, you're right, but
there is no but. That's the fact. There were quarterbacks before Brock Purdy came here they drafted one in top 5. He couldn't do it.
Didn't really have that much time to settle in.
He didn't have that much time.
I mean, he's been injured, but yeah, I get what you're saying. But Jimmy G was filling that role fine.
But he threw interceptions every damn game. In a crucial time, he threw an interception every game. He did throw some in some crucial times,
but he did throw some in some crucial times. But Jimmy G still ran that offense just fine.
And he did the same thing. Jimmy G threw interceptions at crucial times. You watched him play. Where is he in Vegas now, right?
Yeah, they look bad.
What is he doing out there?
They look bad, but he was injured yesterday, so
he's always injured.
Jimmy was fine, man. He knew how to run that offense. You know what you're getting with Jimmy G.
And Joe Lowry.
Yeah, average.
Joe Lowry in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. And this is a great transition. You mean like the Lions and Jared Goff? That man has the team as a leader. He heads the team as a leader. And yet that's exactly it. And guys, this was something, because I did want to bring this up, so thank you for doing the job for me. This is the biggest thing with Jared Goff. Like, that everyone wants to point to numbers and stuff like that. This team is on board with him. And I've always said it. Like, my biggest thing with Goff, and I had the questions like everybody else when he got here, and you'll laugh at this. Like, the fans will laugh at this, and I'm curious to get Lindsay's take on this. You know what kind of sold me on Jared Goff? And it wasn't like going almost 400 passes and nearly setting an NFL record between interceptions. It wasn't that. It was to listen to him talk to the media, the accountability that he has, the way he answers questions. Like, he exuded being a leader to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that was the vibe that I got from him, was that he's a leader, and the team rides with him.
Right, and that's you have to have that. Like, I think in order to get to the next level, you have to have that. And when your team believes in your quarterback, it gives a different sense of confidence. And when teams don't, then your defense has to be so great that you can overcome all of your quarterback deficiencies. And we haven't seen defenses like that since the Ray Lewis Ravens. That's the only team that I can think back to where the quarterback didn't matter. Like, they went out and scored 10 points and they still could win because the Ravens were going to hold you to 7. That doesn't happen today. We don't have defenses like that. The Cowboys thought they were like that for some strange reason, but they found out that they weren't.
Because Rain Dakota Prescott ain't it. He ain't it. And look, guys, like, here's another angle, right? Just to kind of drive that home, the difference between like Goff and the rest of those guys. Rain Prescott, you hear him talking to the media as of late? Oh, we lost, so I'm sure you guys are happy.
You guys got what you wanted.
You guys got what you wanted.
You know, we lost.
Like, everyone's out to get him.
Yeah, like everyone's out to get Rain Prescott. No one fears you, Rain Prescott. Nobody. No, because they know. And you can win all the games you want. It's been proven time and time and time again. And you'll see it next weekend. When the Cowboys play the 49ers, you'll see it again.
And Brandon Katz is sitting here talking about he's the main one was hating on Jared Goff. Fake lawyer Katz.
No, trained as a lawyer. Give him his credit. He trained as a lawyer.
Oh, trained as a lawyer. He's an impersonator. He's impersonating a lawyer.
I don't know what that means.
He's the main one hating on Jared Goff. We can't win with Goff. Cats, go eat some cat food. Go take a break.
Anyway, real quick, can I take this 2 minutes because the Ski Mask boy brought this up? You're a golfer, BMG.
I am.
Captain Zach Johnson was a terrible leader.
Yeah.
USA got cooked. I know. Like, that score was not indicative of how the Ryder Cup went.
I was actually watching when he told Spieth to put away the driver and pull out the 3-wood on that hole, which like essentially chalked it all. But man, not a good look. Not a good look.
Here's the deal. You want my 30 seconds, maybe a minute on it?
Yeah.
That team was never going to win because that team was founded on the club. They wanted guys that were in the club.
Yeah.
Ricky, Justin Thomas, guys like
some
that.
Dogs. You needed Dustin Johnson out there.
You needed dogs. You needed Bryson out there. Yeah. Bryson DeChambeau shooting like 59s on the Live Tour and stuff like that.
And a lot of those holes were like short par 4s and stuff. You could have utilized him. I don't know. They missed opportunity.
Absolutely. And so until it becomes about winning, instead of it being about your club, United States Golf, you're not going to win. European team had some dogs out there that wanted to win. They don't care where people played. They didn't care about the club. They wanted to win. And you could see it. And you could see it in their celebrations on the bus with their chants and everything like that. Yeah. Screaming USA is terrified and stuff like that. And it was so perfect that when I saw that clip of Rory and Rahm and everybody on that bus, I just went through the responses to it and said, yeah, well, what about 1776? Yeah, well, what about the World Wars and all that kind of stuff? You know what? Didn't help you on the golf course yesterday, did it? Did it? Until it becomes about winning and putting your best team out there and putting all your little petty shit aside, you're not going to win. BMG, I called this, man, before it started. Europe plus the money.
Yeah.
Europe plus money. Easy.
I don't even know how they were dogs. Looking back on it,
it's insane.
Like, that was free money.
That was so America. That team was so representative of America, wasn't it?
It really was, and it went to shit so fast. It was over before it started. Brutal.
Yes, it was. LFG, Dak Prescott is the El Mago of the NFL. Oh man, yeah, that was Paul Thomas. Rain, hey, I don't know who Dak is. I assume you mean Rain. That's his legal name. Rain Prescott's playing better than I thought. No, he's playing exactly how I thought he would play. Let's check it. Where's that game at? That Niners-Cowboys game?
In the Bay Area. Is
it? Oh, God. Rack, Cantlay whining about not getting paid was the icing on the cake. Exactly. It was that team was so America, dude, that you knew that it was going to go down like that. And guess what? It did.
Max Homo was carrying them the whole weekend, rather.
I
Captain
agree.
America Max.
Captain America. Yeah. Hey, we're live in the Planet Fitness Studios. As you guys know, I tell you time and time again, Planet Fitness, $1 down, $10 a month for access to your home club. You want a Black Card membership? $24.99 a month. That's it. That's all. Roll out. Planet Fitness, everybody. I've been a member for almost 3 years. I couldn't imagine being a member at another gym. I never will be. I'll always be at Planet Fitness.
Do they have a rock wall?
No, they don't, as a matter of fact, because I don't need a damn rock wall. I need tons of cardio equipment. I need tons of weight equipment. I need a 30-minute circuit. I need training, everything, the relaxation chairs. All of it comes with being a Black Card member at Planet Fitness. $24.99 a month. Come on. Guys, you spend more than that on coffee in a week. Let's be real. Come on. PlanetFitness.com, or just pull in the parking lot on the way home. You're going to pass a few on the way home. There's over 50 of them in Metro Detroit. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Burgers and chicken sandwiches are taking over at Big Boy. Try our new pretzel bacon cheeseburger. Turn up the heat with Bob's Hot Chicken Sandwich. Upgrade those regular fries with our chili cheese fries or loaded baked potato fries. Hit your sweet tooth with funnel cake fries or Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake. Load up on all your favorites today at Big Boy.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Let's talk about Outdoor Equipment Company, the official equipment provider of Woodward Sports. Michigan grown, family owned. Bad boy mowers, tractors, steel handhelds, and even weed whackers. That's what they're called here in Michigan. I know weed whippers is on here. It's a weed whacker. All right, let's be real. Liberty
that.
trailers, Generac generators, SnowX plows, and Salters as well. We're not that far away from that, guys. Outdoor Equipment Co. has it all. Buy it, rent it, 0% financing. That's worth it in and of itself, guys. You see these rates that are going around? You can still buy that lawnmower you have your eye on at Outdoor Equipment Company with delivery to your doorstep. Go to www.outdoorequipmentco.com. Keeping it pushing, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Rhul, Lindsey Hunter. Of course, we have BMG, as always, JB Smooth. Also, the Ski Mask Boy. Hey, Neal, no beer, no cheese, and you can climb the treadmill for half the time. Ski Mask Boy, training for a half marathon, bro. October 15th. We're ready. We're ready because of the work we put in. So, in order to run 13 miles, Ski Mask Boy, you got to be on there for a couple minutes, man. That's just the way that it works. It's time, though, the NFL. We're going to do this one NFL. We're going to do this one college. kind of what you noticed over the weekend in the National Football League, and I will kick things off. I want to go around the room too, even you, JB Smooth. I want to know what you noticed during the NFL weekend. But Lindsay, as I kind of reconstruct it, this was the week I thought, and I knew this was coming. Everything was pretty much what it was supposed to be.
Right.
You always get a couple of these weeks in the NFL. Pittsburgh, what happened there with Houston just destroying them. Houston is a home underdog. We saw the Commanders in Philadelphia go to overtime. This was one of those weeks in the NFL where I call it they drive Mercedes too, as I talked about earlier. You know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
It was one of those weeks.
Where some of the unsuspecting teams come in and you take them lightly.
And you get got.
And you get beat. Which I don't know why the Steelers would take anybody lightly.
Kenny Pickett ain't it. Like, and I go back and I'll put my hand up. I'm one of the few in this business that can admit that he said stuff and thought stuff before. I thought that Kenny Pickett, it was going to work. Like Mike Tomlin was going to will it to work.
That's tough, man. He was one of the guys that went ahead of Brock Purdy.
Well, technically, everybody went ahead of Brock Purdy.
That's my point. That's my point.
Everybody did. The Buccaneers, they won at the Saints. And look, I will also tell you, I wasn't fooled by the Saints.
No.
That's what mine was going to be. I just thought Derek Carr would be a little bit better than he is, and he's only thrown 2 touchdowns for 4 games. Obviously, he misses one, but I just thought that team was going to be better. They have a lot of weapons on offense, and their defense has always been good. But I'm not overreacting to a loss to the Buccaneers because those teams always play each other tough. But I just thought, in general, the team was going to be better. But
Carr has always been mid to me. Like, he's never been he was talked about like he was a upper echelon quarterback, but he never really performed like a upper echelon quarterback. He's always been kind of mid.
But you've seen, he's a little bit above mid, and you've seen what they've done with mid quarterbacks. That Saints team has been, right around 500 even without a good quarterback. So I thought Derek Carr might be able to turn it around, but it is what it is. I mean, still 2-2, still got a lot of time to go.
They'll fizzle out.
What about you, Lindsay? What was your takeaway?
Well, just watching the teams that I thought would be superior, how they would, fare this fourth week, and most of them did what I thought they would do. Most of the teams took care of business, even the ones that struggled, like the Eagles. I thought I didn't think that game would be as close as it was, but then it became an exciting game, and then I started cheering for them to lose.
Well, you got skin in that game. I mean, but Lindsay. Again, going back to, I think the Eagles are a good barometer for the Lions fans going forward, because once that game ends and they won, there's no more discussion about it.
It is what it is, right?
You're just a good team that didn't have your fastball today and found a way to get them out with a changeup.
Yep. And I'm really impressed, man, with Jalen Hurts. His maturation as a quarterback is getting better and better. He was being pressured all day, and he still made some throws that were phenomenal. I think he's continually getting better.
Let him cook.
JB Smooth, what'd you see? Real quick before we get to you, what's a JB Smooth? Well, you were out of Comerica, right?
Yeah, so I was out at Comerica for most of the day, so I only got to see the late night game, the Jets and the Chiefs, which wasn't terrible.
No, it was a good game.
Yes, it was.
It was.
It really wasn't that bad.
It was a good game, Neal.
Zach Wilson had a couple good drives,
Zach showed flashes.
Okay.
He showed flashes.
He showed flashes, which is my highlight right here. Is Zach Wilson good?
No,
stop.
Is he decent?
We're not saying that.
Is he better than Desmond Ridder, at least? Can we say that?
They're the same guy.
That's terrible.
I think they could change uniforms and no one would know.
That's fair.
That's fair, yeah.
But you guys, I admit, I'm compromised. When I watched the draft and watched Zach Wilson walk out on the stage, I just looked at him and said, nope. For real. For real. I just looked at him and said, that ain't going to work in New York. And I've been right.
Oh, man. But see, I'm never a fan of those guys that have these wonder workouts. They were just clamoring about his workouts, how he can throw the ball with no pass rush and no D-backs on the receiver. And they were like, oh, my goodness, he ran left and threw back across the body, and it was on the numbers. Well, you think? I hope it's on the numbers with no. Well, we can't say that because Will Levis was throwing that shit all over the place.
He was.
But
Anthony Richardson threw one off the roof of the place.
Right.
Facts.
So they get enamored with that, and then when you put those pads on and you got those big linemen, defensive linemen on the other side, and you got D-backs out here, it's a little different.
No, it is. Corey Berry, I like AR-15 hitting the rafters at his pro day. No, I agree. I still watch both those guys play each other, man. I had a bottle of Elijah Craig barrel proof that I cracked. Barrel proof. That stuff was 129 proof. And I had 4 of them to get through that night. It was my only defense. And then I just kind of stumbled upstairs and went to bed. Self-hate, yeah. Just loathing myself.
Oh, man.
What did you do? Like a Saturday night, Neal, you never get these. And how did you spend it?
Watching Will Levis
play Anthony Richardson.
Oh, God. Well, did Richardson have some good runs in that game at least?
No, there was nothing. There was absolutely nothing.
Well, at least when Colorado played USC, we saw 2 good quarterbacks put up numbers.
Yes. Real quick, and I know that nobody cares about your fantasy team. I know that. I understand that, so I never talk about mine and bring it up. But somebody else here, Francis Garcia, Montgomery kicked my ass in fantasy this past week. I, who was sitting in first place, picked a very bad week to go up against he was starting him, Justin Fields, DJ Moore stack. That was a tough week to go against that.
Tough.
You don't expect that to happen when you're going against those two, but there they were. It was almost like I saw Chicago would score a touchdown, and I knew. I didn't even have to be watching it. I knew how it came in.
But
there.
You knew Russ was going to cook too, didn't you? Because you called it.
Lindsay, I asked you this. Did I not ask the people this?
You did.
Please do not because when the Broncos play the Bears, somebody has to win.
No, we talked about it. But Russ, hey,
I asked you to do this, Lindsay, and you're being a dick right now.
Neal, listen. The fact of the matter is, Russ had a good game. And you guys have counted him out all year. Nobody said anything about Sean Payton. Yeah, he had a good game. He had a good game.
He did.
I didn't say great.
I have to go back and look and see if my eyes deceive me.
No, he did. He was 21 for 28, 3 touchdowns. He was good. 200 yards.
What'd he do?
21 for 28, 220 yards, and 3 touchdhdowns.
There you go.
So it was a good game. But it's the Bears.
It was no Baker Mayfield game. Am I right?
That's Mr. 3-1. Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
About to win.
And he's 3-1. On a rebuilding team. Not a team that went out and got God's gift to coaching. Am I right?
I mean,
or am I being a hater?
Hey, that's what they say. They say he was a great coach. And I mean, I think he's a good coach. He won a Super Bowl. But, I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
But you got to let Russ cook, though, man.
Hey, after the Lions show you on Sunday, jump right into the Woodward Sports Lions postgame show. Our own Tom Mazzo will be hosting the postgame show after every Lions game all season long, of course, with our guy Stick as well. There'll be weekly special guests. You don't want to miss it. You want to chug the Kool-Aid? You want to yell out same old Lions? Whatever you want to do, we have it for you. Woodward Sports Lions postgame show directly after all Lions games. Maz might even pop the collar for you. He might even eat some candy corn. He's got a tub of it over there. Nasty ass Maz eating that nasty ass candy corn.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
I love that drop, dude. There he is. Look at Maz, dude. Look at how happy he is. Look at how happy he is with that in his hand, dude. Man. It's so gross. By the way, I got a couple of tweets, and I saw somebody bring this up. Joe Lowry. Claypool going to get traded for a 5th or 6th round pick out of Chicago. No. I got the question from more than one person. No. Not interested. Don't want him. When do I get to see it with Chase Claypool instead of just hear about it all the time? When do I see it? Because I hear about it all the time. I see it never. When do we see it with Chase Claypool? So stop. I'm not interested. I don't even care what the price is. I don't care if it was free. I'm not interested. You interested? BMG, you love the fantasy shit and the waiver wire shit and the trade shit.
I love all that shit.
Are you even interested at all?
Fuck no.
No.
I don't want sorry ass attitude in the locker room too. And like, for what reason?
Like you're Chase Claypool.
Yeah.
Unless I miss something, you're still Chase Claypool.
No. Yeah. No, thank you.
Lewis, Claypool is a bum. Bum has replaced bozo. Like if you put bum in there, when I read it, I'm bum. You're getting that from now on. Yeah, I'll pre-read it. Brandon Katz is a bum. There, I saved you guys the energy.
I'll make that into a drop.
Yeah.
So we just play it nonstop.
Yes, absolutely. Jay says Claypool doesn't have the effort and the passion that the Lions need. Danny G, of course, Brandon Katz likes him. No receiver will look good with Justin Fields. Hey, DJ Moore looked good. Facts.
Yeah, he looked real good.
That's mad facts right there. Hey, let me tell you about Randy Wise Automotive and the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour. Because what could be better than athletes? Seeing athletes like Braylon Edwards, Darren McCarty, Jim Harbaugh playing golf yourself and get treated like a celebrity. That's what. Stop at any Randy Wise Automotive dealership and get your chance to play golf like a celebrity. VIP transportation, free golf, one of Michigan's best courses, and a tasty steak after. Compliments of Fairway Packing Company. Make the wise decision with your next automotive purchase and get to Randy Wise Automotive for your chance to win and be a part of the Randy Wise Automotive Celebrity Golf Tour.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zaniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Just in time for football, Glorious Cannabis is dropping a new ice water bubble hash infused pre-roll called Honolulu Blue. It smells so good. It's like the whiff of the first playoff win in 31 years. Gassy, aggressive, a strain named in honor of Detroit football. If you haven't had one of these ice water pre-rolls, you're missing out. They're so smooth. Find them at Dispo Dispensary for 25% off. Use a code Woodward Glorious. There you go. Give one a spin, 25% off. Or go to gloriouscanna.com. Keeping it pushing here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Rhul and Lindsey Hunter and Mike Gentry and JB Smoove and everything going on. All of you in the woodwardsports.com chat thread as well. Jump in, get your thoughts on the show out there. We did it for pro football. Let's do it for college football. Lindsey, you know, as we looked, I saw Georgia survive and advance in a game at Auburn that they clearly did not look good. The problem for them, obviously, was that the problem for Auburn was that Peyton Thorne's their quarterback, and I don't know in what planet they thought that was going to be a good idea in the SEC, but there they were.
Well, it's a lot of, if you look around, the SEC is struggling at the quarterback position.
Yeah,
You know?
it's not a vintage year. With Jaden Daniels, and that's it, right?
That's it. You know, Alabama's playing quarterback shuffle. They're shuffling guys in and out depending on, you know, how they play. And they struggle. They struggle from time to time, but they, you know, came out, played a better game this weekend. But it's going to be interesting to see if Georgia can kind of get their form back and, you know, defend their title. It's going to be tough for them. If there's a year that Michigan could sneak in and win it all, it would be this year. Because the SEC, although teams are really good, they don't have that one guy behind the center that can make it happen like normally. So this is a year that Michigan might have a chance to go all the way, man.
I know. Well, they're there. They're already in the playoff, like already. They obviously murdered Nebraska, and boy, it's just not going well for Nebraska. It's over.
It's over for them.
It's been over. The game of football has changed.
The Cornhuskers, that old style of play.
You don't just get 6'3", 290-pound offensive linemen and run the option with Tommy Frazier. Like, that's over, and it ain't coming back.
Yeah, but it's okay for Army to do that.
Yes, because they don't. Lindsay, remember, they have people that defend your freedom for their day job. Lindsay. Like, their main focus is, making sure Lindsey Hunter's a free man.
I know, but they still can pass the ball.
Making sure that Lindsey Hunter lives in the land of the free and the home of the brave. Looking terrorism and tyranny in the eye and never backing down no matter the odds. And never letting a fallen man fall behind.
I love those guys for that.
Yeah, but that's their main job.
But I do want them to throw the ball more so than not, okay? Just a little bit more.
That's their main job. It is kind of ironic, though. They're throwing the ball more, and Air Force is the nation's leading rushing team. It's kind of funny, isn't it?
It's really funny.
It is.
They both need to air it out more.
No, they don't.
They do.
Corey Berry, Nebraska, center of the women's volleyball world. And look, I'll just cut it off because I know people are going to do that. I'm not enamored with what Michigan. There's nothing Michigan can do. For me, there's nothing Michigan can do until the second or third week in November. There's not when they look bad, I don't say anything. You notice that BMG, you got to give me that, right?
Yeah.
Look, when they've looked bad and they didn't cover a spread, and JJ's thrown 3 picks against Bowling Green, I didn't say a word.
Just it is what it is.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're in the playoff.
That's fair. You have been,
and you have been. But when the schedule came out, you were in the playoff.
So has all this JJ talk about him being the first pick in the draft and?
I don't see how he can't be. No, but for real though, here's the thing. Like, Lindsay, when you say, this could be the year that Michigan pops in and does it, the only thing that holds me back from that is I look around college football and you see these quarterbacks like Daniels in LSU. For as bad as LSU is, he's out there spinning it for 440 yards.
He's a beast.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there is dynamic quarterback play this year. Dynamic.
It is.
And I feel like you have to have one of those dudes because not everything's going to go well all the time. Nope. So who can go make a play? And even last year, right? Like, that's why I don't buy into the nation's leading scoring defense or anything like that. I heard all that, and then they played TCU, and TCU ran for 280 yards on them. And Quentin Johnson had 180 yards received. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Dynamic. You need dynamic players. I know the narrative is, well, it's Michigan, the team. Who's the dynamic player that goes out there and wows you? Because I see it every single week. Obviously, Caleb Williams is a unicorn. A college football unicorn.
It's good, man.
I see Shedeur Sanders doing it with a team that had 30 players on it 4 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even guys that are losing, like LSU, their QB's out there. He's dynamic. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
No, definitely.
Am I being a hater? I have to check. BMG's a better source. Am I being a hater when I say that?
No.
Okay. It's funny because I asked
your hater card for a second.
You said what?
I said I revoked his hater card for a second.
For a second?
Yeah. You never know. He might have to turn it back in.
Chris, here we go. Neal, do you watch Michigan games or do you just look at the box scores? JJ has the ability to do what you're saying. Okay, when? For real. When?
We want to see him do it.
Well, I know Flannel will come down and pop in this chair and he'll say, well, he nearly brought him back against TCU. He's the reason they lost.
Yeah.
Like, you can't. Yeah, he'll walk. Right now he's watching the screen. That's a live look at Sam Flannel right now, watching the screen and hearing me say this. Like, he is the reason they lost that game. I wonder. I think that's a fair criticism. BMG. I don't want to ask you again, am I being a hater to say
No,
they
but
they
if
can
you're
do
asking
nothing?
if he lost them the game, I don't want to say entirely, but when you give team points like that, that is not going to help your team. But they almost did battle back, but essentially, yes, you throw 2 pick sixes, it's going to be hard to win any game.
Yeah, and to be fair, he was great in the Ohio State game.
Yeah.
He was great.
Yes, he was.
He was great.
Yeah, he was good.
Hard stop. He was great. So he's 1 for 2. He lost a game, and he was great in another game. That's all the data we have. And that's fair. I don't care what you guys say. That's fair. I just don't see the dynamic quarterback play from them.
No.
And it's not like you can just go and say, all right, we're turning the switch today.
Yeah, because I had to go back and look because I thought I was missing something when I heard someone say how great he was and he was going to win the Heisman.
Be the number 1 pick in the draft.
Number 1 pick in the draft. First quarterback off the board. I was like, who the hell are they talking about?
KZU says Neal says I don't hate Michigan, but he has spent 10 minutes hating on Michigan.
I just asked you if they were fair questions. What did you say? Did I?
No, I was just reading the chat.
Were they fair questions? Kalamazoo, I'm asking you. Are they fair questions?
Kalamazoo always thinks we're hating.
I just don't see what I'm seeing, because that's the point of the segment. What do you see around college football? I see dynamic quarterbacks.
Well, he's not a dynamic quarterback. He's a very good quarterback. He's not dynamic by no stretch of the imagination. And I never could, even when he was playing, extremely well, I never saw number 1 pick or, I never saw Heisman. I never saw any of that. But one of our colleagues did, and he was really gung-ho about it too. I wonder how he feels about it now. Think he's still on that bandwagon? Has that Grady train?
I would imagine so. He has been for 25 years or however long it's been since he went to Michigan. I would assume that hasn't changed. Miki Lum Phelps, fair questions equals hate in U of M fans' eyes. They are losers. Okay. Miki said that one.
I see. Oh, man. That's funny.
Oh, man. Hate.
Okay. It's just, I'm asking the questions. Chris, how is he not dynamic? What has he done to show he's not dynamic? I'll throw for like 220 and 3 picks against Bowling Green. Throw for $156 yesterday. Like, what has he shown you to say that he is dynamic?
Oh, man.
Right? BMG, you moderate here. You're the Michigan fan. Tell me if I'm being out of school.
I think what you're saying is you want him to prove it against another team, and then he'll be dynamic. But if you actually watch Michigan games, JJ shows spurts of having great throws and great plays and being dynamic. He can use his feet. But I get what you're saying. If he has to go do that against Ohio State again to prove it to you, or against Penn State again, then so be it. But I do think JJ McCarthy is a dynamic player, and he can do make dynamic plays. But he's not a number 1 pick in the draft. I'm not stupid, so. Whatever.
Wow. Are you saying that a person that would say that J.J. McCarthy is number 1 pick in the draft
that's
is
exactly
stupid?
what he's saying.
No, there's a lot of good quarterbacks in this draft, and even though I'm a Michigan fan, I'm not just a straight. I'm not.
You're not a
I'm not
bozo?
doing that. J.J. McCarthy is a great quarterback. I do think
like you say, stick to what you said. You're not stupid.
He could be a top 5 quarterback going in this draft, and I still do think he has, first round potential. But, if that's what it's needed for outside Michigan fans, that he has to go prove it against Ohio State again, then so be it.
Because that's football. That's college football.
Yeah,
now.
but if you actually watch Michigan's games, obviously they're not playing great teams as of yet. But JJ has shown spurts of growing up, like within his own game and making great throws. So you can say, obviously, oh, they haven't played anyone, blah, blah, blah. But he still made some throws. He still looked pretty good outside of one bad game with Bowling Green.
Teddy Fresh, realistic Michigan fan here. Their offense is putrid, predictable, and with the soft schedule is why they can't beat anyone good outside the Big Ten. Please get a competent offense, Michigan. And Teddy, like, that's why I don't want to call it a bit, but that's why, like, my views don't really change much, because that's where Michigan is. Now, on the flip side of that coin, Michigan is to the point where regionally they are the top program right now in the Big Ten. They are. Ohio State's got to prove it. They got to show us. They got to show us that they can be physical and not get manhandled like they have the last 2 years. Now, in totality, Ohio State dominated for pretty much the last 2 decades in the Big Ten. So maybe that tide has changed a little bit. But the problem is, like, Ohio State has won national championships in this great SEC era. They've been the one outlier to it. Ohio State has done it. Like, they've shown they can. I don't know that they can. I don't know that they're built for that right now. But you're right, Lindsay. All this would be for me is to just to continue to drive the point home that it's natty or bust. Right. Because how you brought up the fact this is as good a shot as maybe they're ever going to have, just based on what's gone on in college football around them.
Yes.
How Georgia's a little less than. Because, I mean, for real, like, you can say, oh, Georgia's finished. They've only won the last 2 national titles, but they're not going to win this one. Oh, so they're cooked. It's over for them. No. But it takes a second to recycle.
Yes.
To reboot, if you were. Yeah. And Florida's cooked. That's another thing that stood out to me. You know what, Florida? You're getting to be Nebraska territory really quick here.
They look bad, man. They look bad.
Yeah.
I thought they were not turning the corner, but I thought they were trending up. I thought they were going to be at least a team that we say, oh, they look like they're getting back on track, and then they go out and do this. They're cooked.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Oh man, went through the break here. Let me tell you about the Sports Marketing Agency. They help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. The podcast, This is the S Word, addresses the stigma associated with seeking help. If you're struggling or someone you know is struggling, go to thesportsma.com, the Sports Marketing Agency. They're here to help.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th.
Join now at any Metro Detroit location. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune in to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
You're a good coach, Tim. Oh, great shot.
Some of the biggest names in Michigan sports, and some, well, not so much.
Good, baby. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby.
Watch episodes at woodwardsports.com. Neal Rhul here for the Academy of Warren. Kindergarten through 8th grade that features AM PM latchkey. Small classroom size is a Learning Street futuristic media center. Free breakfast and lunch, Hope Mifflin curriculum, academic games, and K through 8 athletics. And a brand new state-of-the-art sports dome field house with a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, and soccer field that can be used for 7-on-7 football. Still time to enroll. Go to academyofwarren.net today. Keeping it pushing, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Rhul, and of course, Lindsey Hunter, Big Mike Gentry, and JB Smoove on the 1s and 2s. And, just kind of wrapping up the college football discussion, Mason Leach, Michigan's offense is elite, but when they go for it on 4th and 1, it shows you what they are running and still get the first down. It shows you they are elite. You all have the Bears' offensive smarts. That's pretty funny. Chuck Brewer, JJ had 3 interceptions against Bowling Green. That is true, but he also had 0 interceptions the other 4 games. Yes, and then 2 in the playoff game before that game, right? Before any of those games this year. So, I mean, yeah, I can cherry pick games too, just like that. So, look, the bottom line is none of this is going to get settled. Matt N says, sounds like Neal's making the case to dismiss Michigan, even if they win the Natty. BMG, do you think I would dismiss a national title?
No, that's one thing you wouldn't.
No, because you can't argue.
You would give some props for it.
Yeah, you can't argue.
Especially if they go out there and get a convincing win over, Georgia or something.
It doesn't have to be convincing. Just
no,
win.
You just have to win.
It's a national championship.
Yeah,
you win
I guess
that.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Certified supply chain professional. Wow, none of us None of us even knew that we were in the presence of a certified supply chain professional.
It's just, if it's a fluky type win, I don't think Neal will give the props. That's why I was saying it.
What, if you win a game?
Yeah. If it's like a fluky type win, call decides at something, maybe it comes down to a field goal.
Hey, man, a national championship is a national championship, fluky or not.
We'll see. We'll see.
They don't put an asterisk on it unless you split it with somebody. What? What?
Man. Nothing. Nobody said anything. Did BMZ? You
nope.
You said anything?
I didn't say nothing.
What?
Oh man, they have won national championship, right? BMG.
Yeah, they got a half of one in '97.
Taking trains to games, right, Neal?
And the 40s, when you took the old steam engine to games, they were racking those chips.
That's the catchphrase.
Yeah. They were racking those chips then.
Man. Oh, my God.
Like, you could be on that train, get to the game, listen on the radio. They'll be selling you a war bond. Uncle Sam needs you. Michigan football is a national champion. If you want America to be a champion, buy war bonds. Uncle Sam needs you. Stop the Nazis. Certified supply chain professional. Bro was a 5-star and Heisman candidate. When? Who beat Ohio State and leads the nation in completion percentage, but is not dynamic. Not to the level that a lot of these other guys are. Is he Penix? Is he Caleb Williams?
Dude. I don't
Is
want to
he
hear
Daniels?
About,
no.
See, everybody, all these 5-star guys, they when you get to college, they take those stars and they throw them in your locker because you have to prove all over again that you are a bona fide star in college. There have been a lot of 5-star guys that didn't pan out. I hope people know that, right? It's been a ton of them.
Stephen Baffey, if Jim Harbaugh saying McCarthy's the best quarterback he's had since Luck, I would tend to believe it. I mean, he did manage to win a Super Bowl as a mid QB. When did Jim Harbaugh win a Super Bowl?
I don't know what he's talking about, but
he was a good NFL player. He almost got the Colts in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he was.
A Hail Mary fell, Hail Mary fell on the ground that got deflected. He nearly took the Colts to the Super Bowl. And guys, I like Jim Harbaugh he's a good. You can't deny he's a good football coach.
Yeah, he's a real good coach.
You can't deny that. There's no way you can. So I don't know where you get that from. You coach, you get a team to a Super Bowl in the NFL. You're a good football coach. Period. End of story, man.
Right.
Period. End of story. Shane D. SEC doesn't have down years. Not lately. Yeah. Francis Garcia, half a national championship and 2 Heisman winners since I started watching college football in 1986 is better than what Sparty has accomplished. There it was. It took them longer than I thought it did. I would have lost my under bet.
I knew you weren't going to let that one slide.
That was coming.
Well, there it was.
That's why I started laughing.
But I feel like Michigan fans are getting a little. It's been a minute, like they take a second before they go to that Michigan State measuring stick,
Yep.
And guys, guess what? I don't care. I'm not a Michigan State fan. They were the very first installment of Rest in Peace Tuesday, the Michigan State football program, because their organization does not have the intestinal fortitude to do what's necessary to go get a good coach and change that thing immediately. They don't. How do I know? Like, the fans aren't. When we talked about it last week, remember what they say? Hey, you can't look at what happened on that campus and then go get Urban Meyer. Why not? Because he cheated on his wife? So? For real, did he do it? Did he commit any crimes or anything like that?
Nope.
So you can be into morality and be the moral police all you want. It's been proven time and time again. In this game, the more moral you are, the more you're going to lose.
And we talked about it also. And Mel Tucker had been winning. Would we be talking about all that stuff? Huh?
No.
Wouldn't even be talking about it, would we?
No,
we wouldn't even know about it.
Yeah, I agree. Where was it? WoodwardSports.com chat there at Thomas Perry. They should start by improving their strength of schedule. No. See, guys like accused of hate when I'm telling you it's the best thing you can do. Again, like look at Florida State, for instance. people think they're a national championship threat, right? Right, BMG?
Yeah.
They could be in the mix
year,
for it.
For sure, yeah.
What are they doing playing LSU out of conference? And then, oh, by the way, they got to play Miami, too. Why?
I don't know. Maybe because Florida State really, in past couple years, really hasn't been that great. So maybe they were trying to get a couple wins, better wins under their belt to help their chances. You know, put them on the map more. But I do think Florida State is better this year. Jordan Travis, not bad. So obviously Keon Coleman's balling. So
Keon Coleman's a beast, bro.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, Thomas Perry, they don't need to improve their strength of schedule. Why? It works. They can lose to Ohio State. They will still be in the playoff. They're gaining ground on Georgia in the polls. Let me say that again. They are gaining ground on Georgia in the polls. So why do you need to change anything with the schedule? It works. For whatever reason that is, it works. So I don't know what else to tell you guys. I really, really don't. I will tell you, however, about Woodward in Maine. That's right, our Detroit Lions Insider Show. We got you covered twice a week, as a matter of fact. Our very good Detroit Lions beat reporters Gabby D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and the legend Terry Foster bring you the latest news and breakdowns. Tuesday mornings, that's tomorrow, 7 to 8. Sunday mornings from 8 to 9. You can kick off your football Sunday with the Woodward and Maine Lions Insider Show right here on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. We come back, we are going to wrap this thing up. Friday, before I went out of town, I got the experience. That's right. I went to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. I had an award-winning haircut experience. And right now you can do it and register to win a trip of your dreams. All expenses paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament. I'm told Michigan State will be there by the Michigan State fans. So there you go. That's right. No expense spared for you and up to 5 of your best buds. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
When buying or selling real estate, flexibility and control over the sales process is key. Sellers, how would you like the freedom of canceling your listing agreement at any time for any reason with no penalty? Well, that is exactly what Mark White and Associate offers. It's called the minute-by-minute listing agreement by Mark White and Associates. Try Mark White's risk-free minute-to-minute listing agreement today. Looking to buy or sell real estate? Visit markwhitesales.com or give them a call at 248-290-8242. MarkWhiteSales.com, where flexibility meets success.
Final segment of the show here on a Monday. Neal, Rhul, Lindsey Hunter, Big Mike Gentry, and of course JB Smoove on the ones and twos, cleaning up some of the Woodward Sports YouTube chat thread. Jack Harrington, careful, Neal. Gabby will come after you for FSU slander. I didn't slander them. I said they were dumb making the schedule the way they did.
Mason Lee said Lindsey can't claim he knows about Michigan football when he meat rides the SEC football. The SEC team might be a 10-2 team this year. Mason, shut the hell up. What are you talking about? I've been in Michigan 30-some-odd years. Do know about Michigan football. But the SEC is the SEC, buddy. I grew up in Mississippi.
If the SEC champion is 10-2, they're probably going to be in the playoff too.
Right.
They are. They just are. We can't, guys, like, it'll be, say Michigan loses to Ohio State. Say it happens. say Ohio State wins a Big Ten, or Penn State wins a Big Ten. Michigan would be in. The SEC champion would be in.
Yep.
The Pac-12 champion will be in, and then whatever that fourth team is.
Which possibly could be another SEC team.
If the champ's 10-2, they're not going to take two SEC teams.
Well, they took Ohio State, Michigan, right?
Yeah. But that's a TV ratings thing. That's why they were getting in, both of them.
Yeah.
Because their game when they play each other is one of the highest rated games of the year.
Well,
every year.
Nick Saban is gonna complain if he only loses one game, because he complained last year because he wanted to get in last year. Well, I think we should still get an opportunity. No, you don't. No, you didn't. You lost. Go home. You've been the tables have turned a little bit on you. NILs have taken over, and everybody can play your game now. So relax and go cheat more.
Stephen Baffey. We kind of have to put whoever wins the SEC and the Big Ten into the college football playoff. They're the two premier conferences in college football. The Big Ten is nowhere near a premier conference in college football. Look around. Here, let me tell you the games in the Big Ten this week, since we're talking about it, because I did want to bring this up. So we're at week 6, right? So if you look at it, the Big Ten games that are loading up this week. Take a look at these gems, everybody, that we have, and then tell me more about how the Big Ten is the premier conference in Brown Jug, Michigan, Minnesota. Huh?
No, don't like brown jugs.
Fine. Maryland, Ohio State. Neal, Maryland's undefeated. I've told you the leaves are changing. That means Maryland football is about to go into hibernation for the year.
Who's the quarterback at Maryland?
Tulia Tagovailoa.
Uh-oh. We got another one coming out.
In no way, shape, or form is that the premier college football conference. No way, shape, or form.
No.
I would argue the Pac-12 is more premier this year than the Big Ten is. But we can't accept that mentally, so it won't be reflected as such in the playoff. For real. Lindsay, I'm being for real, man.
No, you're right. You're right.
So, yeah, so tell me more about that. And then on the flip side, and again, I haven't looked at it. I'm just pulling it up and spitballing right now. When you look at what's on the docket for the SEC this year, and I'm pulling it up right now. Oh, the error message.
The what?
Got the big error message that happened.
Uh-oh.
So that's not what you were looking for as far as the internet connection was going down. But that's all right, though, because all you have to do is just push a couple of keystrokes on your phone, and there you are. So, yeah, Alabama at Texas A&M in the SEC, is that going to be any good?
Kentucky, pretty good.
Yes. Kentucky's undefeated. They're number 20 in the country. They're at Georgia. Is that good?
Yep.
LSU, Missouri, they're both nationally ranked. They're playing each other. Is that fun?
Should be.
Mississippi State's playing Western Michigan, so there's that. But
the SEC is just different, man. It's different.
Yep.
They're different.
Jake Wegener, has it been 20 years since a Pac-12 team won a national title? Yes. Just like basketball in the Big Ten. Over 20 years. They got to get it together, man. They got to get it together. All right, that will do it for today's show. D-Mac will be back in the fold tomorrow. Lindsay, appreciate you tapping in,
yes,
brother.
Sir.
My guy. Also, too, Big Mike Gentry. JB Smooth, thanks for slumming it. Are you going to go shower and, delouse yourself and then show up for Ermanni and Edwards with Maz?
You going back to the big leagues?
I have to make sure I'm A1 for, the Ermanni and Edwards
You
show,
get all the mistakes out of your system?
Yeah.
All right, that's good, man. I'm glad.
Promoted out the G Leagues now.
I'm glad we could help. All right. Well, see you later.
Peace.